Hello guys, it's Michal Hrubec, your favorite pastry chef. Welcome to my channel, welcome back. Today's topic is my favorite French dessert, chocolate éclair. If you want to know how to make such a beautiful one, watch this video till the end.
First of all, we'll start by preparing our chocolate cream, which we'll use to fill these beautiful éclairs. Begin the chocolate cream by combining sugar, cornstarch, cocoa powder and a pinch of salt, and then add the egg yolks. The mixture will look quite thick, so the best thing to do is take a little of the cold milk from the pot and add it to the yolks to loosen the base slightly. Take your time. The goal is to create smooth, fine base for the cream that looks like this. No lumps, smooth and creamy. Bring the remaining milk in the pot to a boil. Then gradually or all at once pour it over the yolk mixture. Mix everything together and return it to the pot. Start heating the cream over low heat and slowly bring it to a boil while stirring constantly. Once it starts boiling, continue cooking for about 1 to 2 minutes until it thickens nicely and is fully cooked. Here you can see the finished consistency. Remove the cream from the stove, add the chocolate and mix until the cream becomes beautifully glossy. I like to transfer the cream into a mixer and let it cool to 40 degrees Celsius while mixing slowly. You can also just let it cool at a room temperature. Once it reaches 40 degrees Celsius, add the butter. First, mix it in slightly, then use a hand blender to fully incorporate it. The main goal is not to whip the cream or incorporate air, but simply to blend it until smooth. This is the finished consistency. Now, transfer the cream into a container and cover it with plastic wrap, touching the surface of the cream. Let it cool completely, ideally overnight. Now let's prepare the glaze. It's made from chocolate with a bit of cocoa butter, cream and glucose. Melt the chocolate and cocoa butter gently by placing the bowl over hot water after turning off the heat. Once everything is melted and combined, heat the cream with glucose to about 60-70 degrees Celsius and gradually add it to the chocolate. You're basically making a ganache. At first, it might look like the fat is separating slightly, but don't panic. This is a normal and important part of creating the emulsion. Just keep adding the cream gradually, and in the end, you will have a smooth, glossy ganache, just like this. Let it cool again to about 40 degrees Celsius. Here it is, 42. Then add the butter and blend. The principle is the same. Don't add air, just blend it until smooth. Once everything is combined and looks glossy and beautiful just like this, transfer it into a container, cover it and let it rest. Now we'll prepare the choux pastry. If you want to learn how to make perfect choux pastry, check out my video 7 Steps to Perfect Choux on my channel, where I explain everything in detail. For this recipe, I used flour with a higher gluten content because I wanted the éclairs to have perfectly clean shapes. So if you want beautiful éclairs, perfect choux, choose flour with more gluten. Here, the mixture of milk, water, butter, sugar and salt is boiling. Once it's bubbling like this, turn off the heat and add all the flour at once. For me it's important to choose the right size pot. Because I don't turn the heat back on, I use the residual heat to dry the dough. This is the finished consistency of the choux dough. Now transfer it into the mixer and let it cool slowly. The right temperature you will find in my video 7 steps to perfect choux, so don't forget to check it. Gradually add the eggs and let each addition fully incorporate. Add them in small amounts so they combine properly. Once all the eggs are added, mix briefly and the dough is ready. Now this is the final consistency. It should be glossy, elastic, smooth and slightly plastic. Now let's pipe the éclairs. I'm using a lightly serrated tip, and here you can see the first tip forming. Release a small amount of dough and let it fall to create the first tip. Place it gently on the tray. Pipe the éclair. Apply pressure, stop the pressure and continue moving to create the second tip. This is how you create an éclair with pointed ends on both sides. It takes a bit of practice, but enjoy the process. It will help you improve your piping skills, and the result is absolutely worth it. Once they're all piped, I dusted them with powdered cocoa butter to help them bake evenly. And now it's time to bake. Baking always depends on your oven. You can find my settings in the description, but keep in mind I'm using a professional oven. And here you can see the finished éclair. The shape is beautiful. I love it and I'm very happy with how they turned out. Before filling, I always make holes in the éclairs. I use a serrated piping tip like a drill and create at least 3 holes. This helps prevent the pastry from cracking when filling. Here you can see our rested chocolate cream. It's smooth and glossy. And now we can fill the éclairs. Fill them generously. The worst thing is biting into an éclair and finding an empty spot. So make sure each hole is properly filled. No one wants to bite into an empty éclair. My tip is to wait until the cream starts coming out of another hole. That way you know it's fully filled. Now it's time for the glaze. Warm the glaze very gently, 35 degrees Celsius, maximum 40. If it looks slightly separated like mine did, blend it again until smooth and glossy. This is the right consistency, and now it's time to glaze the éclairs. I wanted a more rustic finish, so this was the consistency I was aiming for. Dip the éclair, lift it, don't wipe it, and let the glaze settle naturally on top. You can do it differently if you like, but I love this look. When all éclairs are glazed, add chopped cocoa nibs to bring a little crunch to each bite. Now place the éclairs in the fridge, let the glaze crystallize, and enjoy that first bite. I cut one open here for you. Enjoy it, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and follow my channel. See you next time. Ciao.